Welcome to another video on the Ben Impact. Today we will discuss the importance of proper hydration for optimal fitness and well-being for athletes and non-athletes. I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible and spread a positive message about fitness and nutrition. I would appreciate your help if by subscribing, liking, commenting. Make sure to check out our previous videos on nutrition. You can find them in the description below. Let's start. Hydration refers to maintaining adequate water levels in the body to support various physiological functions. Water is an essential nutrient for human health and survival. We can find water in multiple tissues and organs throughout the body, and it's a perfect zero-calorie beverage for quenching thirst and rehydrating your body. Fortunately, our planet is abundant in water, covering approximately 71% of the Earth's surface, and the chemical formula for water is H2O, comprised of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. The human adult body is approximately 60% water, although this percentage may vary slightly depending on age, sex, and body composition. Infants have more water in their bodies, with newborns typically having around 75 to 78% of water content. As individuals age, their body composition changes and the water content decreases gradually. Water plays a critical role in human well-being as it helps maintain the balance of bodily fluids and transporting essential nutrients as vitamins and minerals to cells and organs in the body. It also aids in breaking down food to facilitate digestion and absorption of nutrients in the gastrointestinal tract. Proper hydration is crucial for maintaining kidney function and removing waste products and toxins through urine and sweat. Water is also responsible for lubricating joints and reducing frictions to support smooth movement. Additionally, it helps regulate body temperature during physical activity or exposure to hot environments due to its high heat capacity, reducing the risk of exercise-related heat illnesses. Staying hydrated is important for maintaining cognitive function, focus, and concentration, and supporting cell energy production. Adequate hydration can also contribute to a healthy complexion and maintain skin elasticity. Liquids can be consumed ad libitum, from the Latin term meaning drinking at one's pleasure, or according to drinking choices for concentration, flavor, consistency, and temperature of fluids. Or we can drink to thirst, when the body gives us physiological cues to drink enough to limit the sensation of thirst. Individual water needs can be different for everyone based on age, body size, activity levels, climate, and overall health. It is generally recommended to drink enough water to satisfy your thirst and ensure that your urine output is pale yellow throughout the day. While the common saying is to drink 8 glasses per day, this may not be suitable for everyone. According to the National Academy of Medicine, healthy men and women should aim for an adequate intake of daily fluids of about 13 to 9 cups respectively, with 1 cup being equal to 8 ounces. Those physically active or exposed to very warm climates may need higher amounts, while those with smaller bodies, like children for example, may need less water. These recommendations are not a daily target, but just a general guide because each person's fluid needs may vary daily. Intense physical activity or hot weather may require us to increase our fluid intake to prevent dehydration. And additionally, health issues, for example, such as fever, vomit, or diarrhea, can make us lose excessive body fluids, requiring more liquid intake. Roughly 20% of the water we consume comes from something other than beverages. Water-rich foods such as lettuce, leafy greens, cucumbers, bell peppers, Squash, celery, berries, and melons can help us keep us hydrated. It's essential to pay attention to our body signals and drink water when we feel thirsty. Is there a better way to achieve optimal hydration? Well, there is. The Galpin equation, formulated by Professor Andy Galpin, provides a useful guide for staying optimally hydrated during physical activity or cognitive exertion. Professor Galpin is a highly respected human performance scientist with a PhD in human bioenergetics and is currently a tenured professor at California State University, Fullerton. He has an extensive academic curriculum with hundreds of peer-reviewed publications. According to the Galpin equation, the human body can lose 1 to 5 pounds of water per hour during exercise. This equation helps determine the amount of fluids needed for proper hydration. To use this formula, divide your body weight in pounds by 30 to determine the amount of water in ounces needed to be consumed every 15 minutes. For example, if you weigh 200 pounds, you should aim to drink approximately 6.7 ounces of water every 15 minutes. These numbers are not set in stone, and some individuals may find it difficult to ingest these fluids, these quantities. The Galpin equation provides a valuable approximation for maintaining sufficient hydration during exercise or demanding cognitive activities. When our bodies are in optimal water content regulated by the brain, we are in euhydration. We function efficiently in this state, and where the volumes of intracellular and extracellular fluids are maintained with minimal physiological adjustment. But what happens if we drink too much or too little water? Before we jump into the science, the prefix hyper means excessive, above normal, or elevated. In contrast, hypo means deficient, below normal, or reduced. Dehydration can occur when the body loses more water than it takes in, leading to a range of health issues such as fatigue, dizziness, confusion, or reduced cognitive function, and also, of course, kidney problems as well. On the opposite side, if we drink too much water, we may experience hyperhydration. Drinking larger amounts of water quickly can overwhelm the body's ability to do so efficiently. To describe the intricate physiological mechanisms of hydration, we must consider three main components: sodium balance, fluid concentration, and blood volume, since they are interconnected and impact each other. Sodium balance refers to the equilibrium between the intake and output of sodium in the body. Sodium is an essential electrolyte because it maintains fluid balance, transmitting nerve signals and regulating muscle contractions. Fluid concentration is the balance between the amount of water and the concentration of solutes like sodium and other substances in the body's fluids. It is crucial for maintaining cells' function and overall physiological processes. Blood volume refers to the amount of fluid circulating in the bloodstream. It's essential for maintaining proper blood pressure and ensuring adequate oxygen and nutrient delivery to cells. In the context of hydration, when we're not drinking enough, we are in hypohydration. The reduced body water can result in decreased body volume or hypovolemia, leading to lower blood pressure and potentially affecting overall body functions. With less water in the body, the concentration of solutes such as sodium becomes relatively higher, leading to hypertonicity. When dehydrated, we lose more water than sodium, like when sweating, for example. The remaining sodium becomes more concentrated, leading to increased relative concentrations of sodium in the blood and potential hypernatremia. When we drink too much water too fast, we are hyperhydrating. Hyperhydration can lead to hypervolemia. An excess of water can increase blood volume. This can cause increases in blood pressure and potentially strain the cardiovascular system. The increased water content can dilute the concentration of solutes or electrolytes in the body, including sodium, causing hypotonicity. If we do not balance water intake with sufficient sodium intake, it can cause hyponatremia, with a temporary dilution of sodium in the blood, as I said earlier. As you can see, proper hydration involves maintaining a delicate balance among these factors for optimal health and well-being. During exercise, the body usually loses water through sweating, and the degree of dehydration caused by workouts often ranges between 2 and 5% of body weight. This dehydration is accompanied by elevated plasma osmolarity, decreased plasma volume, and increased urinary biomarkers. Did you know that plasma makes up more than half of our total blood, about 55%? When it's separated from the rest of the blood, plasma looks like a yellow liquid. Plasma carries water, salts, enzymes, and helps get rid of waste from cells. It also transports nutrients, hormones, and proteins, moving all parts of the blood around the body in the circulatory system. The fluid concentration and osmolarity balance are crucial for maintaining proper hydration for our cells and other physiological processes. The body's regulatory mechanisms keep fluid concentration and osmolarity within a narrow range to ensure optimal function. Plasma osmolarity measures the concentration of dissolved particles, or the stuff, in our blood. Imagine your blood mixing water and tiny particles like salt and other substances. Plasma osmolarity tells us how many particles are dissolved in a certain amount of blood. If many particles dissolve in a small amount of blood, your plasma osmolarity is high. It's like making juice concentrate by adding flavor to a small amount of water. On the other hand, if you have fewer particles in a larger amount of blood, your plasma osmolarity is low. This is like making a weak lemonade with a small amount of lemon juice in a big glass of water. Our bodies carefully regulate plasma osmolarity to keep it within a specific range. This helps ensure that our cells get the right balance of water and nutrients to function correctly. When osmolarity increases, the body produces antidiuretic hormone, ADH, also known as arginine vasopressin, AVP. This hormone signals your kidneys to keep more water inside your blood vessels, resulting in more concentrated urine. At the opposite, when osmolarity decreases, the body reduces the production of ADH, and your blood and urine become more diluted. With less water in the blood, the concentration of particles increases. In this case, the concentration of solutes present in plasma can be electrolytes such as salt, sugars, or other dissolved particles. Electrolytes are minerals with an electric charge. They're found in our blood, urine, tissues, and other bodily fluids. These minerals help balance the water in your body, control the body's pH level, how acidic or basic it is, bring nutrients into our cells, and get waste out of cells. The main electrolytes in the body include sodium, calcium, potassium, chloride, phosphate, and magnesium. We get them from the food we eat and the liquids we drink. Drinking too little or too much water can harm the electrolyte balance, as we've seen in our blood. What leads to dehydration during exercise, and when should we be concerned? When we exercise, dehydration can become a serious issue. The lack of water in the body can bring a state of hypohydration. This condition can range from mild 1 to 5% body mass deficit to moderate 5 to 10% deficit to severe more than 10% deficit. Athletes who experience a deficit greater than 5% may suffer from impaired performance, extreme thirst, headaches, and other symptoms. Even with a long time for recovery, it can still be difficult to replenish the lost fluids. In addition, more than 2% hypohydration can decrease sweat rate and sweating onset. Severe hypohydration, greater than 5%, can threaten the ability to maintain normal body temperature, exercise intensity, and vital organ function. Dehydration can cause a decrease in blood volume, which can affect the body's ability to regulate temperature and cardiovascular responses. This can increase the risk of overheating or exposure to high temperatures during physical activity. Reduced cardiac output and decreased blood flow to the skin impacts the body's ability to regulate temperature, as I just mentioned. One potential consequence of hypohydration is an increase in core temperature. For example, with increases of approximately 0.158 to 0.208 degrees Celsius for every 1% of body weight lost during sweating. When you become dehydrated, your body's ability to regulate temperature is compromised, even if you're in great physical shape or have acclimated to heat. In this state, when you exercise, hypohydration can prevent your body from sweating properly, causing your body temperature to rise and putting you at risk for heat-related illnesses. Dehydration can strain your cardiovascular system, causing a drop in stroke volume and a rise in heart rate. This effect becomes more pronounced as dehydration worsens, with the heart rate increases by 3 to 5 beats per minute for every 1% decrease in body mass. The decrease in stroke volume happens because of reduced blood volume, which in turn lowers the central venous pressure. What steps can we take to ensure that we stay properly hydrated? When deciding how to rehydrate, it's important to think how much you sweat, the environment, how accustomed you are to the conditions, your size, how long and hard you are exercising, and your personal taste for particular fluids. Make sure you have easy access to water or other drinks before, during, and after physical activity. Athletes often prefer cool flavored drinks, which should be available to encourage rehydration and keep a proper balance for hydration and electrolytes. Sport drinks or electrolyte solutions can be helpful to replace lost sodium and other electrolytes lost along with fluid intake. When a person doesn't drink enough while exercising, signs of dehydration and decreased performance become apparent. Research indicates that when the loss of body mass due to dehydration surpasses 2%, performance consistently drops in both aerobic and anaerobic activities. This is because a decline in body fluids reduces the available vascular volume, which is essential to carry nutrients and oxygen to the muscles in action, as well as to the central nervous and cardiovascular systems. Hydration also influences how well our brain works. Making quick and precise decisions relies on processing information rapidly. Studies have revealed that even a slight level of dehydration, just over 1%, can hurt cognitive abilities, affecting how well we do tasks, how quickly we react, or our short-term memory, and even our mood. Interestingly, people might have different degrees of mental challenges even when they're equally dehydrated. Research shows that women often have fewer consistent issues with thinking, but might experience changes in mood more than men. Additionally, exposure to heat can intensify the negative effects of dehydration on mood states for both men and women. What is the best way to stay adequately hydrated? To ensure safety and reach optimal performance, it is essential to reach a balanced state of hydration before starting your exercise. For competitive athletes, a slight increase in fluid intake, less than 2% prior to exercise, can help counteract the anticipated 2% body mass loss that occurs during physical activity. While exercising, creating a personalized hydration strategy is important to prevent more than a 2% body mass loss. During exercise, it's best to design rehydration methods that align with sweat and electrolyte losses instead of relying only on the sense of thirst. However, drinking to thirst can serve as a reliable method to maintain hydration and preventing both excessive fluid depletion and overhydration. Following a workout, replenishing fluids and electrolytes is crucial for recovery, reducing hypohydration symptoms and decreasing post-exercise fatigue. How can we assess our hydration levels? You can use a few indicators to gauge your hydration. The simplest is your feeling of thirst when you're not active. Another way is to weigh yourself on a dependable scale. This method is used for checking quick fluid losses, especially after exercising. Also, observing the color and quantity of your urine can provide a general idea of your hydration status. Typically, darker urine indicates a higher concentration and less water. Keep in mind that certain foods, medications, and vitamins can influence urine color. If you notice reduced amounts of darker urine, it might indicate dehydration. Are you wondering what are the best drinks for staying hydrated? Water is excellent for countering dehydration during physical activity to replace fluids lost through sweating, and it's a great option when we're not feeling well. Water is abundant and convenient and readily available. Electrolyte-infused water can help restore electrolyte balance and hydration levels, especially when depleted. Another thing is Pedialyte is a medical-grade formula containing essential electrolytes, potassium, sodium, and chloride, designed to replenish electrolytes and restore the body's sugar balance. It's suitable for both children and adults, and it is particularly useful also for when dealing with illnesses such as stomach issues or flu. Gatorade is popular among athletes and those who engage in rigorous workouts. It is high in electrolytes and sugar, which refills carbohydrates needs and glycogen stores during challenging exercises, making it easier for the body to absorb electrolytes. It also has a low sugar and low calorie alternative. You can also prepare a homemade electrolyte-rich drink by mixing salt, sugar, and water and adding ginger or lime or lemon juice for flavor. Another thing, watermelon is another great alternative. As a fruit, it contains 92% water with vitamins A, C, and some electrolytes. Coconut water, they call it nature sports drink, contains 5 essential electrolytes like potassium, magnesium, calcium, phosphorus, and sodium. And it also has natural glucose and fructose sugar like some sports and drinks. What is your favorite drink? Do you have a personal hydration strategy? Remember that you can impact someone's fitness journey and health by sharing this video or leaving a comment or leave us a thumbs up. This concludes our video on hydration. It's been really exciting. I hope you find this useful, and I'll see you next time.